Okay, now it's time to buy something from Olga, the gossipy shopkeeper. So you can do that either by clicking the mouth on her and then clicking on buy purchase items or whatever, or you can just click it on yourself and say buy equipment. Has the same effect. Garlic is useful in this game. In any game about vampires, I think garlic has a place, but we actually can get garlic for free in this game, so I'm not going to bother with that. We do want to buy some candy. That will be useful later in the game. Let's see, can I buy more than one thing at a time? No, you can only buy one thing at a time. Okay.
You'll come back to the same screen, though.
Yeah, okay, so I'll buy some candy for now. And it updates you on how much money you have. Remember, 17 crown... Remember, 1 crown is worth 10 kopecks, so we have basically 170 kopecks plus 13, so 183 kopecks, essentially. Okay, so candy will be useful. The oil flask, the first time I started playing this game, I subverted the oil flask just because it's kind of expensive and I didn't think I would need it.
Oh, come on.
It is actually useful. There are some points in the game where you'll probably want to have the oil flask. It's especially useful for thieves, but even if you're not a thief, there's at least one point in the game where you'll probably want to have it. We'll get to that later, but for right now, get the oil flask. It's probably worth it. You don't want to be caught without the oil flask, honestly. No. Pie pan is also useful. We are going to need to make a rather disgusting concoction later on in the game using the pie pan, so yeah, let's go ahead and buy that now just so we can get out of the way.
She sells some rather strange things.
She sells some odd items.
I mean, I can understand like the garlic and the shopping bag and the rations and even maybe the candy or the oil, but a pie pan?
Well, you need to cook with something, right?
And a hand broom.
Yeah, and a hand broom. Well, yeah, everybody needs a hand broom. I'm going to leave the hand broom for now, come back and get it later. And did it with a shopping bag. Both of these items obviously are useful, but I'll leave them for a little bit later in the game. Trail rations, besides being used to trap the Antwerp, they pretty much have no use in the game other than just your basic adventuring food ration, just like in the other Quest for Glory games. But you know what? I'm actually going to be so cheap that I'm not going to buy them because you get free food at the inn anyway. You get 2 meals daily at the inn as part of your room and board at the inn, so I'm not even going to bother. So I'm going to be cheap and just bypass that entirely. Okay, goodbye, Olga. We'll see you later.
As my husband used to say, come back again, sunshine or rain.
By the way, notice that she keeps mentioning things that her husband used to say whenever we leave. You might want to pay attention to that because it might give you a hint as to something later. Now let's go ahead and go to the inn. We've met Olga and we've bought pretty much all we need to buy from the shop. Now let's go to the inn because this is also important. You've entered a small but nicely furnished country inn. Stairs lead up to the guest bedrooms. The floor is covered with sawdust and peanut shells. A barrel contains the few shells that manage to land in it. The innkeeper stares at you with an expression of fear and astonishment. It is several seconds before he speaks.
This is the Hotel Mordavia. Rooms here are 15 kopecks for room and board. Pay for 1 week in advance. Your room will be the first room at the top of the stairs. When you want food in the morning or evening, just sit down over there by the door.
You pay the innkeeper for your room and board.
Thank you for your payment.
Okay, so you might notice that we're spending a lot of money left and right and we're not really getting any money. That's okay, because this is basically the biggest investment that we'll make in the game is the initial spend of paying for 1 week's room and board at the inn and buying the initial set of things at Olga's general store. How much money do we have left?
16 kopecks?
12 crowns and 63 kopecks, so we still have a fair bit. And after this, we can eventually go out into the forest and start killing monsters and recoup some of our losses. By the way, it's frequently mentioned, but I should just mention this music that you're hearing in the background is it is an actual classical piece of music. This is Anitra's Dance by Edvard Grieg, who is probably best known for In the Hall of the Mountain King, which is that classical piece of music that goes. Anyway, yeah, so this is a piece of music by Edvard Grieg, so there we go. Now, we have a lot of people to talk to. We have these 3 jolly people who are sitting around the table and apparently drinking and talking to each other. But let's talk with the innkeeper for a little while first and get acquainted with him. Tell me about the inn, friend.
The Hotel Mordavia has been in my family for generations. It is the only place to be when darkness falls at night. Everything else is closed, and even we lock the doors. You must knock if you wish to come in.
Okay. What's your name, sir?
My name is Yuri Markarov. My wife's name is Bella. We are the owners of this inn.
I think we already have a room, but tell me about my room.
If you climb the stairs, your room is the first door on the right. The doors of the inn close before nightfall, so make sure you're always back before sunset.
Oh, that's useful at least.
What can you tell us about the town?
Make certain you are back in town before dusk. The gates of the town will close solidly to keep out any dangers.
Just as they did in Spielberg. Alright, and now we have some other things we can ask about the town, like the Burgomeister.
The Burgomeister is the mayor of the town. You'll be wise to listen to what he says and stay out of trouble.
The shop next door?
There is not much for sale at the shop next door, but you may find something you need there.
The monastery in the...
Nice face.
Yeah, I know. When they blink, it looks kind of like he looks kind of like he sucked on a lemon or something. Let's see. The monastery at the north end of town.
The monastery is to the north of here. It has been abandoned for many, many years, but it has a bad reputation. No one in town will go near it, and if you have any sense, neither will you.
Dangers?
There are many ill things that roam this valley by night. Make certain that you never have to meet them. Never venture into the forest by night.
Let's see, is there anything else we can ask about? No, I think we've asked about everything. I'm using a slightly bored and disaffected voice for the innkeeper just because most innkeepers sound that way. Most of them are kind of disenchanted and a little bit sour and bitter about their lot in life. And also he's smoking a pipe, so he must have some kind of smoker's voice. Alright, let's see. As usual, I finish off by saying hello. They stare at you in astonishment.
They meaning all the people.
I guess so, yes. Introduce yourself.
You say that you are a hero. We will judge you here by your actions rather than your words.
Wow.
Let's make the thief sign. You adopt the traditional thief sign position, wiggling the fingers of your right hand and rubbing your belly with your left hand. No one seems particularly impressed. See, everybody here is kind of jaded, and they just don't care. Tell about how you got here.
Magic is a very dangerous thing. We do not trust those who use or are used by magic. Make certain you do not give us any more cause for alarm.
I don't think he has to worry about that since we don't have magic.
Yeah, we don't even have magical abilities in the first place, but anyway. Alright, bye everybody.
The first door at the top of the stairs leads to your room. My wife will serve you supper in the evening.
What time is it anyway? It must be almost, actually it is almost evening here. I bet we could sit down and get some dinner right now, but let me spend a little bit of time talking with these three people at the table, because they have some interesting things to say. By the way, this
looks good.
What?
It's very creepy.
Why?
Just look at him.
Oh, he's just your average sour Eastern European gentleman who's sitting down for some alcohol at the end of the day.
He looks like a wax figure and a scarecrow.
By the way, in the CD-ROM talkie version of this game, these guys actually ad-lib a lot of their lines. The voice actors for these three people at the table ad-libbed some pretty funny things. So if you have the talkie version of the game and you don't like... If you're like me and you don't like talkie adventures, you might want to turn on the voices just for these guys, just to hear some of the funny things they say. But anyway, I'll just proceed and read their lines as they're written on the screen. Tell us your names, good friends.
I am Hans. I am a farmer of pumpkins and corn and a person of great importance in Mordavia.
I be Franz. I am wealthy garlic grower.
And I am Ivan, an elephant herder. Unfortunately, there are no more elephants in Mordavia, so business is a bit slow.
Tell us about Mordavia.
Mordavia is a wonderful place.
There are many places to go and things to see here. There's a nice cemetery to the east of town.
Everyone here is friendly.
Except to strangers. Or anyone that is weird and doesn't belong.
Yeah, because you guys are totally not weird and you guys totally fit in. I have a couple more things to ask about, but I think I'm running a little bit out of time on this video, so I don't think it'll take too long to ask the rest of these things, but just to be on the safe side, I'll cut it short here and just end the video for now and pick up where we left off in the next video. Alright, we're off for now. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye-bye.
So long.